I just have a quick one here. I, again, need to go over the figures more thoroughly. The difference between doing it, implementing it in 14-15 versus 15-16. I would want more clarification on why, if we're going to do it, we should wait till 15-16 rather than going to 14-15.
Correct. Yeah, that's what I'm gonna work with.
Part of it's logistics, Bob. Part of it is logistics just here.
The logistics of getting it up and running fast.
Oh,
That's part of it, but in Dan's conversations with DPI folks,
And obviously, this is, you know, a non-financial thing. The other thing too is some community input. I mean, you're not gonna be the best line person coming from the people that run the daycare system, but I'm not on the board to take care of the daycare system. So, I feel personally bad for them, but I have to make the correct decision for what's good for the school district.
There's lots of different models out there too that could probably be considered at that point if we felt, you know, when you come
Yeah.
back with the money, I mean, it may be worth having a committee formed to look at that from district personnel of the different models and what that would look like, what does it mean for our really talented students, their programming, and there's many different things to still.
Go over, and that's why I think logistically, this is not a 14-15. This is a 15-16. The other thing is they did say at the state level that priority is given to allocation of funds based on community model, not the school model. So not quite sure what that's going to entail since we're down to the last level dribbles of people that are not in 4K. You know, maybe there's enough funding that would make a difference on whether you're a community model or not. I think when we get to that point, we have to have more discussion of policy as of this, do we want to go with community or with school-based? Obviously, for our purposes, school-based is easier to control, much better environment, and we have the facilities already here. So, more to discuss, but that's where we are right now. Any more questions?
the only other piece I would reiterate that Dan mentioned a few minutes ago is that futuristically, probably the last column, 16, 17, looking just a little farther beyond, we have to be really, really sensitive to the fact that from the revenue limit standpoint, there isn't going to be anything left on the table for us due to our undertaxing. In other words, to keep the budget balance at a 2% increase, so on and so forth. And so what I'm getting at is, at some point or another, we're going to have to figure out where we're going to capture extra funds to keep the budget going. Whether you go to referendum to exceed the revenue limit, or you dip it in the fund balance. That's not an immediate concern, 14, 15, or 15, 16. Well, farther out, you just
Or
need
you
to
just increase sessions.
right?
I mean, if we're still decreasing in students, we're going to have to look at, especially at the middle school,
Cutting
which we're getting
expenses.
some big cuts. Sorry, I just have to bring it up, but we have much smaller classes in the next few years. Do you look at what you can save on the sessions?
Basically, you look around, how many communities have combined schools, have, New Berlin, West is now a junior, senior high. There's a number of schools that have done that now to combine buildings in one. Certainly MPS has done a lot of that.
Yeah, we've been talking in the past about pushing for K6 or 6 back in the
6, 7, 8.
yeah,
Right.
middle school and getting those paid.
Mothball the building.
Well, yeah, you could always push 6 into it and move the whole thing over to Evergreen and then mothball Lost River. There's a lot of scenarios, but eventually you keep decreasing. No matter you add the 72 or not, you will stay on a decreasing path. Eventually it catches up back up to you. So this does give you a little breather room for a couple years. Any more? All right, monthly budget and check ledger review.
We're 2/3 through the school year, and when I looked at the figures on Friday, it looked like we were just at 50% expenditures, as well as we were close to 50% revenues, to be correct. Over 50%.
Over 50.
Right.
As of this one, 49.1.
Right.
How come we're doing so well for gas?
We renegotiated and switched vendors.
It was last year.
Right. And the other point is I actually waited a couple months to lock in on the pricing for the school year.
Yeah.
And hit it at a real low point in, was that October, November, I don't remember when he came in to meet with us, but, yeah. So,
So you got lucky.
yes.
Well, it's good moves, I mean, sometimes you gotta get lucky. I just find it strange because everybody else I hear is going way over budget on gas. So we have allocated enough to survive without going over budget on that. Electricity is high as normal. I mean, we are significantly higher in percentage,
Yeah.
right? But then again, you allocated the, say, fiscal year activity, gas, electric, 20,000.
Last year we were at 57%, this year we're at 63.33.
Oh, that's electricity, I was just looking at the gas above it. Oh, good. It's good to see that we set that budget for it. Yes. I mean, we should be way over by that, but I don't know what to roll that one into.
Is the snow removal, is that personal services?
That's, yeah, we don't have that broken out.
It's not broken out, but I also looking based on last year. Be way
Well,
over.
last year we were, in contrast to last year.
Oh, yeah, last year's warm.
We've had a lot of nuisance snowstorms this year that we've had to solve for.
Okay.
Personal services were actually lower this year. Last year was 69, this year we're at 60. And then the big ones, so we're really.
It's quicker.
All right, anything on the checklist?
We've used that truck, we used that new truck Salter pretty much.
The only one that I had a question about was 52,742. And I verified with Canon, that was the purchase of the new streaming internet firewall.
Yeah.
And other than that, everything else looked pretty straightforward.